In this episode, it's a presidential duel between Yuga and Luke. Hey there, my name is Rex, episode 73 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. This one now focusing where we picked off last week, as Luke now knows, or at least has found an ID card that says Yuga Goha. Supposedly meaning that he's the president. He's showing it off to both Gagato and Roman, and I think Swirly's there. Swirly finds out later eventually, but Mimi shows up and basically says, I know what this means. This means that Yuga is a sixth sibling. Again, the whole thing of whether we can trust this or not is still up in the air, and unfortunately it kind of remains like that for the rest of the episode. But at the very least, the characters are kind of onto it at least. So both Luke and Mimi are trying to kiss up to Yuga, trying to get on his good side, because if he's supposedly one of the presidents, they want, some higher positions there. So it ends up leading to Luke challenging Yuga to a duel for fun, but secretly Luke is going to lose on purpose, to make Yuga feel better, because they figure that's what Yuga will want. The duel begins though, and pretty good first turn for Yuga as he summons out his brand new maximum monster, Magic Flagship. And, it's a pretty cool monster. Interesting, though, he's activating the effect, even though he can't attack. Because the effect is that, you can, by paying costs, sending cards to the graveyard, it loses attack, but it can attack all of its opponent's monsters with piercing. Again, he does this on the first turn, but we don't exactly see why, but it's to get cards into graveyard, to send it cards into graveyard. So that's kind of interesting. We're seeing that effect activated in a duel like this. Of course, during the duel, onto Luke's turn, Luke is all what's the phrase? He's all super happy. He's like, "Oh, great play, Mr. Odo," and is very obviously letting him win. And he just summons out one monster and sets 3 cards and ends his turn. And back onto Yuga's turn. Yuga starts making some plays, cycling more with Magic Flagship. And interesting enough, he activates its third effect, which is he can send it to the graveyard, all 3 pieces, to special summon 2 monsters from his hand. Interesting effect, but I think that this kind of works out better, because the 2 monsters he summons are 2 of his aces, Light Across and Mirror Innovator, 2 pretty powerful monsters. And of course, that further sets up for plays. And now Yuga summons Dark Sorcerer and fuses Dark Sorcerer with Light Across to summon his new fusion monster, which is Night of Chaos Light Across Ash. It's kind of a darker version of that. And that one's got a pretty neat effect in that it lets him look at his opponent's set spell and trap cards and destroy one of them, which, Luke hasn't got a hold on the field. But at this point, Yuga doesn't exactly seem super happy. And I like that, in this, Luke kind of picks up on what's going on in the duel, or at least, why Yuga doesn't seem super happy. And he has a flashback to where he was, as a kid, dueling against his great-grandfather. His great-grandfather was very obviously, letting Luke win. And, Luke wasn't super happy about that. I like that, though, we get to see their family again. Of course, we even see young Taiga again. But, just getting to see his great-grandfather is, pretty... He's like a fun character, and totally the type, from what we've seen of him, to let Luke win in a duel. But, so I like that, Luke kind of realizes that's what's going on, is that Yuga would have more fun if Luke played seriously. So, he decides to take things serious. He says, "No, I'm not going easy on you. I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win." He becomes serious during the duel. So now things kind of pick up, and it's a nice little moment. But ultimately, this is a more of a fun duel. Again, we did get to see the brand new fusion monster summon, and we did get to see the maximum monster summon again. And technically, it does kind of, in a way, it's a good duel for Luke and Yuga and their friendship and their relationship together. So I think that is pretty neat. Still continuing on Yuga's turn. He's basically about to attack Luke even after using Mirror Innovator's effect to gain attack from the maximum monster piece in the graveyard, which good synergy there, and then destroy another spell and trap card. And at this point, Yuga basically has it in the bag. He has the victory, and Luke is ready to, admit defeat. Although he keeps going, because his last set spell and trap card, or last trap card, was Seven's Chance, which gets him some pretty great crazy draws, because he gets Dragier, Fusion, and Shock, Brave Dragon, Shock. Ooh, I'm gonna get some heat for that. Shock something dragon. But 2 level 7 monsters, so that allows him to gain some life points back and survive this turn. And so now on to Luke's turn, he summons Dragiers, and then Fusion summons into Dragistar F. So now we get to see this fusion monster. You know, Luke is basically just giving it his all in this duel, actually, and is able to win, especially, you know, after gaining more attack points with Dragistar. This one interesting spell card he has gives Dragistar more attack points and also freezes Yuga's trap cards that he can't activate them. So that basically it's for Luke, and Luke wins again. And you know, on one hand it's like, oh, you know, well, yeah, okay, technically, you know, Yuga did beat him before, although again that was like technically Luke, man. I know there's a whole thing going on of like, you know, when Yuga will have like a good like legitimate victory against Luke in that. So there's that, but you know, it was still a good duel. Again, this wasn't a high stakes duel. This was something that ended up getting kind of convoluted, I guess, into like the reason behind the duel. But of course, Yuga isn't upset because Yuga just likes dueling. He doesn't care if he wins or loses. Of course, you know, he's like, oh man, I lost. Oh, you know, like that, but not in a very angry way. He really did want Luke to try his best. So their friendship is, you know, kind of mended in the end, and especially as they share some ramen, and you know, it's pretty cool. Although, like, yeah, a nice little episode. But the thing is, though, they didn't tell Yuga about the whole president thing, because I'm pretty sure Yuga himself doesn't know. That is, you know, it's a whole big secret, you know, whatever the circumstances are behind it. Because if he is, and the fact that it wasn't addressed toward Yuga, it was addressed by the other characters, but the fact that they didn't say anything else to him still leaves it up in the air whether he actually is, because it's like I'm real hesitant to take anything as fact until, well, I guess, you know, facts are blatantly stated, because you know, there could always be some sort of twist, but and I know that's exactly why they didn't give like a final confirmation of that, but you know, real interesting that, yeah, they didn't tell Yuga about it, or they didn't confront him about the ID card. So we'll have to see where that goes. But again, you know, this one was a pretty good one in that just the friendship between Yuga and Luke is there. It's good for that. But yeah, pretty good little episode. Again, I think it was just mostly nice to see that duel. I'd like to really see where things are, because it feels like we don't have like a solid thing for this arc, like a solid direction. I mean, sure, on one hand, you know, they're all at Goha, and I think this is kind of like prime time to reveal Yuga as the 6th president fully, because, you know, he's at Goha now, and there's somebody who's been introduced, Nanaho, who is involved with his past. And I think I mentioned this actually last review, but basically, yeah, this is prime time to give some final confirmation on that. So we'll see where exactly that goes and where the climax of the arc is gonna lead. But pretty good episode so far. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm enjoying the setting of Goha, of all of them at Goha. So there's that. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this episode, and if you enjoyed the video as well, you can leave a like and subscribe to show your support. Enable notifications to make sure you see each new video as it comes out. But anyway, this has been Rex. Have a nice day.